So I'm doing mine I'm refuting the idea that the media has negative effects on women's body image. So the three claims my opponents made were: advertisements use women in a negative way, the media portrays the ideal body as unrealistic, it portrays a body image that is unrealistic, and the media constantly influences us to be on a diet, so women to be on a diet, which can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. So the first claim I'm refuting would be advertisements use women in a negative fashion or a negative way. Advertisers believe that thin models will sell products, but that doesn't mean that it's something negative. It isn't bad to be negative. Most people who are thin are actually healthy, and yeah, it's not bad at all. And then there are also brands that promotes the idea that there are many women of different shapes and sizes. The main one would be Dove, where they emphasize that their products are for various people, that it's different for different people. And then next I'll move on to how the media portrays an ideal body image that's unrealistic. So one idea she puts out that the average models are extremely thin compared to the average women who are She also brings up the point that models 10 years ago compared to now were actually had weighed more than they did before, but it's actually that the average woman has increased in weight versus instead of models getting less weight. Where 10 years ago the average woman was 142 pounds, well now they are 158, which is almost 20 pounds heavier than before, while models have changed almost no weight. And lastly, media constantly influences women to be on a diet, which can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. Well, a diet is pretty much what people eat, which you eat on a daily basis. And this argument assumes that diets are a bad thing because of eating disorders. But eating disorders are a bad diet, not diets are bad. And the second point is that media uses certain diets that promote just losing weight in general instead of a healthy eating and exercise. But many ads are advocating exercise and also eating healthy instead of just that. There's special exercise programs such as Taibo where you would exercise and use that, but it's also coupled with special diets so that you don't lose too much weight or lose too much weight that's bad for you. And yeah.
All right, you start off pretty well organizationally, keeping track of everything that you're going to be talking about, and then you do a good job signposting. On the first part, you basically make an argument that asserts that models are healthy, and so why are they a bad example? I don't know that that comes to grips with the advocate's evidence or argument on that point, and it's an assertion on your point. Then you've got another example, kind of a counterexample, but it's only one example. It's a little bit vague. I think I remember the advertising campaign that you're talking about with Dove soap, but I'm not sure that everybody will, so you want to make sure that's more complete. Again, the signposting as you move to the next point is pretty clear. You take a while kind of summarizing what the idea is, but it's not really clear what your counterclaim is. I think you've got an interesting piece of information here, but you need to explain the impact of it. In other words, as models have become, they've either stayed the same or gotten smaller, the general population has gotten larger, so obviously the population does not seem to be influenced the way the advocate is stating. That's the inference that you seem to be drawing. But you don't do that. You just kind of give us the information and don't tell us what it means, and you need to do that. The same thing with the last couple of points. You kind of go through this long descriptive process, but don't tell us how are we supposed to use this information in making a judgment. At the end of the speech, you just kind of bail out. There's not really a summary, and that's a good chance at the end to explain to us how your responses address the issues presented by the advocate and why we should reject their position. You need to be a little bit more careful about doing those things, and like I said, it just sounded sort of like you bailed out at the end. You just stopped in the middle of a sentence, basically. All right, thank you.